Welcome to ThoughtsNaGlass podcast. I'm Latoya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts and opinions on a variety of topics.
So sit back, relax, and join us on a conversation of real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. Kendra, what's the drink tonight?
And the theme of Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
it is the sweet potato pie martini.
Mm-hmm.
And how you make it is you use 2 ounces of your sweet potato syrup, 1.5 ounces of vanilla whiskey, uh, an ounce of half and half, or your Irish creamer, which would be your Baileys and things of that nature. Ice, put it in the icer, shake it up, boop, 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 and you'll garnish with mar- roasted, roasted or torched marshmallows.
Cheers.
Mm,
I like this one. This
that's
one
good.
it's a similar recipe to the last one that we did with pumpkin, but I
Mm-hmm.
like this one better though.
Yeah, same.
I
You
think
definitely can smell it. Let me taste the sweet potato.
Yeah, and I think the vanilla vodka versus the vanilla whiskey
Yes.
makes a difference. And last
Yes.
time I was telling you like it was super sweet. So this one didn't call for maple syrup,
Maple
but
syrup. Yeah.
the pumpkin syrup is sweet.
Okay.
I mean, not the sweet potato syrup is sweet. So I seen this on TikTok where this girl had made sweet potato syrup. So I'll put the recipe in the description if people want to make it. But I made that sweet potato syrup from
Mm-hmm.
a recipe I had found on TikTok. It is basically just you cook, you know what it is. It's basically like if you when you do regular sweet potatoes, you know how it
Mm-hmm.
has that the syrup that comes off of
Yeah, the
it.
juice. Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that, only there's no butter in it, so there's no oil factor. And you let the sweet potatoes kind of melt all the way down. So it's actually in there. Like it's not just
Gotcha.
runoff from it, it's in there. Versus the other one, we use the pumpkin puree. And you could taste the pumpkin, but I
Mm-hmm.
think because we had to sweeten it with the maple syrup, that made it
Yeah.
at least too sweet for me.
Yeah.
I like this one better.
Yeah,
I like
it's tasty.
similar recipe, but this one for some reason and maybe sweet potato is just better than pumpkin.
Hello, sweet potato pie is better than pumpkin pie.
I mean, I like them both, but
Better
uh,
is just going to be better. Okay.
that's good. So, what have you been getting into this? Well, you were out of town this weekend,
It's been
but
too
other than
much. It's
it's
been
been
too
a lot
much.
of fun.
We went to services. Well, it was supposed to be services this weekend in South Carolina for Avon's aunt, but unfortunately, so they ended up having to cancel because they thought that his uncle wasn't going to be able to attend because his uncle is very sick. But now he's
Hmm.
kind of like on the mend a little bit. So now they want
Yeah,
to hold off. But we had already booked everything. And then we're not ones to travel during
the
the
holidays.
holiday. Hell no.
Hmm.
So just went ahead and went last this week over the weekend. And then it was his mom was able to come up, so we spent some time with her. So that was cool.
Yeah,
Um
how's he dealing with it?
you just never know.
Oh, because he don't really show his
He
emotions.
not yeah, he ain't really showing too much. The only time you might see him cry is if it's like at the services or
Yeah,
things like that. So you wouldn't really know unless like I don't know. And then he has other family members who are also like in and out of the hospital and stuff like that. So it's just been a lot. It's been a trying time for his family. So just trying to be there and being supportive.
I'm sorry to hear that, especially around this time of year.
I know. But this is like I think the third person in the family who has passed in this time frame.
And it's sad because normally, like, you're gonna be visiting for, to
Right.
get together, to celebrate this and that. So to have
Yeah.
to, travel for something like that when the holiday is right around the corner
Right
and
around, exactly. It puts a
almost
damper on things. It definitely
yeah,
puts a damper on things.
yeah. I've been outside. What
You
have
was
I been?
outside.
I
I want you to
was.
surprise me and be like, I was inside. So I can be like,
That would
you?
if I say that that would be a surprise.
What did you do?
What did I do? A couple of weeks ago, I did this creator event, and it was so nice. I really enjoyed it. It was so nice. So I'm gonna try to get everything right because I didn't put it in my notes, but I think it's called DMV Creative. Whatever, I'll drop it in. But this girl, she hosts little meetup events for creatives in the area. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything, let me just go and see what's what. So I went, actually met some cool people, had a really good time, and we did like an impromptu short film. I posted it on
Mhm.
my Instagram, and I think I posted it on my TikTok. And so we all came together, wrote the script together. There was a photographer there. He did all the video. One of the girls, she was a poet and she helped formulate the poem. I was directing, and then once we had all of the clips, I edited it and put it all together. But I was telling my sister, both of my sisters, this. It was really validating when we started working on it, and we said
Mhm.
we was going to do this thing. It was really validating for other people in the room to kind of, they didn't have an issue with me giving direction. Like, you know how I can be
Yeah.
sometimes, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is what we need to, all of that. And sometimes I feel like people think I'm trying to take control of the situation or
Yeah.
I'm being bossy and all of that. And it's like, I'm not trying to be bossy. It's just that if you tell me like this is the big picture where we need to go, I'm just like, okay, let's execute it then. Like, how do we get from A to B? And like, this is what
Mhm.
needs to happen in order to do that. So in this space, it was like, nope. Everybody was just like, okay, what do you want me to do? Like, where do I need to
Right.
stand? Okay,
Right.
you see the vision, you got the vision. I'm gonna take direction. And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm doing too much. So I was like, I'm not trying to, do too much. It's just everybody's kind of doing different things, and I think in order for us to get it together, we should do it like this. And
Mhm.
one of the girls was like, I mean, you're the creative director. So, we need you to come in and like tell us where
Kind
to
of pull
go.
us together. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pull it together. And so that was just so validating for me, for her to say that and for everybody to agree, like, no, yeah, we appreciate it. Like, we don't have a problem with you taking the lead and, you know, doing the things that nobody thought about doing, or
Right.
pointing out the things that we didn't think about when we were strategizing. So I enjoyed myself, had a
Well,
really good,
good.
made some great connections. I was telling them about the podcast. So several of them subscribed to the podcast, and a few people were interested in maybe coming on. So I
Mhm.
was like, definitely we'll try to look at schedules and work some things out and,
Yeah.
see what works for us and what fits. So I did that. Last weekend, what was I doing? Oh, Ruby. Yeah, Ruby. I know you watching. I'm calling you out. She done wrote me into she one of her friends' grandmother died, and Ruby, as a part of our event planning business, she went ahead and took the contract to do the repast. Now with our business, we had like certain events we'll do where all three of us, me, Ruby, and Sanithia, will come together. We'll do the event. But we, a couple of years ago, I had talked about like, hey, if any of us has something that we want to do, you don't have to wait for the other people to do it. Like,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying, like we have tablecloths, we have chair covers, we have whatever. Like, those resources are available to any of us if we want to do something. Just like
Right.
communicate so that we don't, like, I don't need it the same weekend that you need it.
Right.
So she had got this contract and went ahead and was like, hey, I'm gonna do it. Okay, cool. But then I get roped in because she's like, well, I need help. Like, I thought I had a couple people that was gonna help me set up. but now they not available. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
I'll come and help. And when it's last minute and it's a repass and family is involved and
Right.
everybody thinks they're in charge. And
Of
so
course.
it was it wasn't a mess, but it definitely was not as organized as what we're used to. And
Mhm.
so I think Ruby ended up being overstimulated. I ended up being a little overstimulated. And I was like, we couldn't even get any pictures because it was just so much going on.
Yeah.
So, but we got through it. They like everybody said everything turned out nice. They were happy with it. And then Saturday, Ruby and I went to one of her cousins' 30th birthday party. And the theme was well, it was a Met Gala theme, but then it was the Garden of Time. So
Mhm.
everybody was supposed to wear like greens
Yeah, that
or
sounds super cute.
florals. It was actually turned out really nice. I'll drop down a couple photos. We didn't take a whole lot of pictures, but I'll drop down a few photos. One thing I noticed though at the event, it was her cousin's 30th. I noticed just how mature we are, like our
Mhm.
generation, because
Yes.
I think about back to my 30th and Ruby was thinking back to her 30th and thinking about like where we were in life, how we
Mhm.
conducted ourselves, like the things that we were into, what was
Right.
fun to us. Not to say that we didn't go out and have a good time, but and it also depends on the person because not everybody is ratchet, not everybody is like the same way. But I just noticed in general, like that age group, anywhere between like 30 and 33, that age group, they're not as mature as we were at 30.
No.
They more so, it's like 30 now is the new 25, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We had a good time, but I definitely felt like an auntie in that space.
Mhm.
And I'm like, these people aren't that much younger than me. But it just, the way they were behaving, it really gave like, this is like, y'all, are y'all for real right now? And I'm like, yeah, they are for real. Like
Yeah.
this is acceptable for them. So that was my takeaway from that. And then I really wanted to see Hades Town because it was in town this week.
Mhm.
Really wanted to see it. Didn't get a chance to. And I was super disappointed because I guess my expectation of that musical. So if y'all don't know, Hades Town is a musical. It's a Greek mythology story.
Mhm.
And I guess I was not realizing how popular it was because it's not like a Wicked. It's not like a Deathly
Yeah.
Hallows. It's not even like Rent or Cats or all of these musicals that we've heard about that are big name musicals and they have
Yeah.
like a lot of famous actors. This is not like that. And so what threw me off, and we talked about this, but what threw me off was that the tickets were so expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
starting at 250, going all the way up to
Mhm.
400. I just really couldn't fathom why it
Paying that
cost.
amount. Yeah.
Yeah. And then to see the price of the tickets to if I were to see it in New York on Broadway significantly less.
Right.
I may be sitting up in the rafters, but I could see it for $99.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I just that part really bothered me. Like, dang, why is this so much more expensive? Granted, they were only here for it was last weekend, so it was the 18th through the 23rd, right? So maybe
Mhm.
that had something to do with it, but still, I went to see the Lion King in Baltimore, and I didn't pay that much. Wicked is
Yeah.
coming to Baltimore next month, and I don't think the tickets are that much. So I just still have not been able to get over like how expensive this musical is. And
Yeah.
so I watched it on YouTube. And it took me back to the days of when we would watch a bootleg and how, somebody recording it with their phone. It definitely gave that, but guess what? I was able to watch the whole thing. I understood everything. I was able to hear the songs clearly. Like, listen. And that's not to say that I wouldn't see it live at some point, but I
Yeah.
just could not. I couldn't bring myself to pay that money. I just couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
No, I
I
get
just couldn't.
that.
Anyway, like I said, I was outside. That's what I was into. I want to ask you what have you been watching, but I know that we watched our holiday movies. So, you
Yes.
want to do holiday movies first, or you want to do like random? What have you been watching first?
Well, we could do the holiday. I mean, because I haven't really been watching anything. I am glad that my Hallmark movies are back in action. All of the Christmas movies. So, but
Mhm.
other than that, just my regular stuff that I've talked about before. Because now that it's fall again, so Abbott is back out. I watch a little bit, then wait a little bit, watch a little bit, wait a little bit.
So are you
Um,
caught up now on Abbott?
no, I haven't watched the last
Me either.
maybe
I'm not caught up. I think
few episodes.
what was the last one I saw? The last one I saw. Oh, the last one I saw was the baseball game. So maybe I am caught up.
No, that was the last one I saw because I don't think that they did the Halloween. I haven't seen the Halloween one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So okay,
Or
so
did I? No, I did see the Halloween one because I think the Halloween one was when they were out in the woods trick. Yeah, I think that was when they were out in the woods.
I didn't see the Halloween one.
Yeah,
So I need to get caught up.
yeah. Have you? So, did you ever watch the Superstore, the Supercenter, or
No, you
Superstore?
told me about it, but I didn't start watching it.
Okay, so there's a show now called Saint Dennis.
I heard of that. It the
And so
main
it has
character is the main character black?
no, so okay, so one of the doctors is black. He is one of the main characters, but the main character, she is Caucasian. It was so crazy because I was watching Here's the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um Angel went out for this lady's role.
Oh wow.
Called her back numerous of times. And then they was like, oh, we're gonna go in a different direction. And she is a different direction.
Yeah, so the guy that's the main character that I was talking about, the older black guy, David Allen
Yeah,
Greer.
it's that. Yeah,
I
David Allen Greer. He is
couldn't
so
win
funny.
with but he's
He's
always
funny.
been fun.
Yeah, but so I watched that, and
I
I'm
wanted to with stuff like that because now that I see the cast with stuff like that, I wonder if they feel like you would think they wouldn't in 2025, but I wonder if they feel threatened or if they feel like, well, we already have one funny black man, we can't also have a funny black
yeah.
woman as the
Well,
female lead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will say it. So some of the people from Superstore are also in this show. So it's like the
Mm-hmm.
same kind of concepty, and so it's like an Abbott too, like where you're doing stuff in your job, but you're also talking to the cameras, kind
Right.
of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what I mean about that, like
Yeah.
how if they have a diverse cast, it's almost like unless it's white, because they can have as many of those as they want. But when it comes
Right.
to the minorities, it's almost like they feel like they have to check a box, and they're not gonna
Yeah.
have too many. Like it ain't gonna be too many women, and ain't gonna be too many black people, and ain't gonna be too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They're gonna have
Right.
one gay person. It's almost like, well, we have all the boxes checked, so it doesn't make sense to have Angel and David
Now we can whiten it
Alfred.
up. Right.
Right.
We done that. Okay, check. Caucasian.
Exactly.
Um so yeah. And then but it's still it's a cute little funny show. And because it's kind of reminiscent of the Superstore, I like some of the characters that's in it. I'm trying to think what else. That's it. Just like I said, just the same stuff that I've been watching.
I have been watch, so I did watch the first, I want to say four, maybe five episodes of Secret Life of Mormon Wives. This is the third season. And you know I don't be watching reality
I
TV.
know
So
you
this
don't.
is like the only reality TV show that I really watch right now. Man, when I tell you them little girls, I just be watching and shaking my head. This is some bullshit for real. But see, I get now. I understand how people watch Real Housewives and all of that because what happens is you go in first season like, let me just see what they're talking about. Let me
Right.
just see. Then you get invested, right? And you're like, well, did so and so had that baby yet? But what happened with? So now you're invested. So then you
Yep.
watch, and then they had the reunion, and they leave you in on a cliffhanger, and it's like, well, is such and such coming back? Did she leave? And then they show you like, somebody getting into a fight and all this and that, or
Yep.
somebody divorced, and now I'm sucked in. I need to know
This is
what
why
happened.
I'm on season 20 of Sister Wives.
And it's like that's how they get you. But I can already feel and see myself falling out of this because
Yeah.
usually with these shows, what happens is You have about 3 or 4 seasons of actual stuff is going
Things
on.
going on, yeah, and
After
then it gets
now, y'all are creating drama, and
yeah,
we, the audience, we can tell
yeah,
that this is not real drama. We can tell
right,
that this is something that y'all created just for the show, just to keep people
yeah,
engaged. And that's when I will check out of it, because it's like it feels disingenuous to me, and I don't want to watch that anymore. So
yeah,
I think right now they're still in the era of they have stuff going on, legit stuff going on, and they're putting it
yeah,
on display. And this in season 3, they somebody this one of the girls had an affair, and so
uh-huh,
what they did was now they want to hook her up to a lie detector test, because she said that she had an emotional affair. She never had sex with the dude, but the dude is saying that they did have sex. So now they want to call him and hook her up to a lie detector test and do all this and that. And I'm thinking the emotional affair probably really did happen, but
yeah,
all of this extra stuff that y'all are doing, hooking her up to a lie detector, and now her and her husband are going to counseling and all of this, it's like you took a real thing that happened, but now you're manufacturing more drama around it.
yeah, to go around it.
And so I can already tell that this is how it's gonna go. I'm about to go ahead and check out. But for right now, they still got me. So said I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in, and I need to finish it. But I'm not in a rush. Like you
Yeah,
said, when I ain't got nothing to do, or maybe if I'm cooking or want someone in the background, I'll watch it. But otherwise, I'm not pressed. One thing I will say about it though, remember I was telling you about the main character Taylor, how she was on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
mm-hmm,
I gotta check up on The Bachelorette to see how she did. If y'all are watching Bachelorette, drop it down in the comments and let me know. But I need to check on The Bachelorette and see how she did. And two of the other girls was on Dancing with the Stars. And so they're talking about that now on this season, talking about the process or whatever.
yeah, and the
But
experience, yeah,
the girl Taylor, I really like her. She got her issues, and she was the one that basically the show is built around her because she had that swinging scandal. But one thing I will say about her, she stands on business. When she told
mm-hmm,
them girls, "Hey, this what we gonna do. We're not doing all this back and forth, and you either with us or you're not with us." And then you know how girls be trying to fake, like, "Oh, I want to come
uh-huh,
back now," whatever. She was like, "Why do you want to come back now?" I said, "Okay, okay." And I like Taylor because they always try to call her out for the stuff that she's done. And she'll admit it. Like one of the girls that she was soft swinging with is a part of the group now. And so they always make these little comments. "Oh, Taylor, you've seen Miranda naked," or "How does it
um,
feel to be
yeah,
around her and her husband, knowing that she slept with your ex-husband?" They be asking her these questions literally in front of the girl. And it's like super awkward. But Taylor never shies away from it. First of all, Taylor's like, I knew her before all of that happened, so we actually had a friendship. Secondly,
right,
it is what it is. Like, y'all not gonna keep throwing that in my face for a shock value or for a wow factor, because it's not really landing like you wanted to land. So
right,
I like that energy about her. Like, whenever I feel like whenever they try to have a gotcha moment, she's like, "Okay, like yes, I have
okay, right,
moving on. Like next
right,
question." So I like that about Taylor. She doesn't let, and I don't know if it's the producers, I don't know if it's her friends, I don't know what it is, but I feel like they keep having these little moments where it's like they try to call her out on something, but she doesn't let it bother her. She'll be
yeah,
like, every time she's supposed to have been broken up with her baby daddy, but then they all went to this concert or whatever. It was like a Coachella thing, and they all got a house together, and he was a part of the group, and they ended up sleeping together that night. So when she was doing her confessional, the producer asked her, "Oh, did you have sex with him?" And she was like, "Yes, I did." Like, really? And she was like, "It's nothing to lie about." "No, we're not together, but hey, we was having a good time. I was feeling the vibes, and if he wanted to come into my room, I was here for it." And I could just appreciate that. We grown people. What do I have to lie about? Yes, I fucked
right,
my baby daddy while we was on vacation. Okay.
right, right,
So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Taylor, is that I can appreciate the authenticity when it comes to
yeah.
her.
Well, speaking of Housewives, before we get into the movies, you saw Candy getting divorced.
I did. I'm actually sad about that, because I really, honestly, I know it's always drama when it comes to the housewives and like, their relationships and stuff like that. But Candy and Todd has been locked in for so long, and it was so because that relationship was one of the early. That was one of the earlier talking points or one of the earlier pieces of drama for the
Yeah.
show. So we all seen it play out in real time. And I don't know. I really thought that they went through all of that. They've done this reality TV thing for so many years. They've done all these businesses together. They have kids, or they have one daughter, right?
They have a daughter and a son.
Okay. I just really thought that I didn't expect it. I really thought that they were going to work through whatever issues they had, or like I
Yeah.
thought they were going to be together for the long haul. I'm really shocked.
When you don't, so the thing, and the sad, well, not sad thing, but the crazy thing is when you don't have, when you're not the one with all the cheating scandals and stuff like that, you think that those people last, but it'd be the ones with all the cheating scandals and the babies outside the marriage and stuff like that that be together forever. Because I don't know how Rashida's still with Kurt.
I was just thinking that. I was
That's
just thinking that.
crazy work. You hear me?
And I don't know, are
But
they
yeah,
saying what happened?
I'm watching on TikTok. She was like, she has been going through it. She filed for divorce on Friday.
I also wonder if there's a chance for reconciliation.
I know that it's always been drama with them and their families and stuff like that, but I know money was a thing. Just how they both looked and viewed finances and stuff like that. But I'm like, after 10 years, I would think that that should have been
Hashed
somewhat
out.
hashed out and settled. So who knows? Who knows? Because Tom might have been the one that started the scheme
Right. I
to
don't
bring the
know.
bullshit
I
to you.
right. I felt so. I was like, dang, when I heard that. But granted, obviously, we don't know what's going on behind closed
Yeah.
doors. But
Yeah.
I was just disappointed. And they recently did a business thing earlier this year, didn't they?
I tell you what, how quickly things can change by the end of the year.
Right. I can't remember what it was. I know they did the play Othello, but was that
Hmm.
last year?
No, that was this year.
So that was earlier this year.
Yeah, with Denzel.
That's crazy. I guess you got to do what you got to do. Like I said, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I'm sad to see them getting a divorce is not one of those relationships where I would be like, we all saw that coming. At least not
Yeah.
me. Maybe people that are really, in the weeds and know all the tea, maybe they expected it, but I personally didn't see it coming.
Oh, you see a girl in her racing uniform
I
costume?
did. I did. I was actually I'm surprised that she been outside as much as she been outside. But I mean I'm happy to see it.
That's what they said. They said that's early Christmas for y'all.
I
She on the
said,
outside tip.
listen, I'll take it. I said, and she had the titties out. I said, okay, shit.
I'm
And
playing with her.
she look a little thick, but honestly, I like a little weight on her. The only thing though is when she's thicker like that, we'll see. I don't know. Because when she's thicker like that, she don't really move around as much. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like you could tell that the extra weight
Is
feels
yeah.
feels uncomfortable to her
Yeah.
because I remember like watching her on tour this last tour, and I noticed that I'm like when she's granted I know she has some injuries, but I also feel like when she's carrying a little bit more weight, she don't
Mm-hmm.
move as much as she normally moves,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the extra weight is uncomfortable for her. The other thing that I don't like is her stylist or the people that dress her. I feel like they try to accentuate her body so much that sometimes it looks like she's uncomfortable in her clothes.
Yes.
Like
I
somebody said
agree.
she was stuffed inside that
Wearing
leather
stuff cinched
fit.
in, sewed in.
And
What if I
I
got
feel
to
like
trying to go to the
listen,
bathroom? I'm
listen,
wiggling the whole way.
I said it does look it looks uncomfortable. It looks like she's like she can't breathe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't like when it's like it's fine for her to have a little extra, weight, but like then put her in something that works with it. Like I understand that it was Formula One, but maybe I wouldn't have necessarily put her in all leather. Like I might have did a mix and match of textures, maybe like
Yeah.
leather pants, or like maybe regular pants with some stretch to it that had leather stripes down the side, just so
Yeah.
that. she doesn't look and feel so restricted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that's my only thing with it. It's like I feel like as she gains weight, sometimes her stylists they don't really do a good job of like dressing her in a way that looks comfortable. Like so, I get sometimes with fashion, it may not always feel comfortable, but it should look
Yeah.
comfortable. It should
Yeah.
look like effortless.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like the outfit. See, I like the outfit that she had on when she went to see Monica and Brandy. That looked
Uh-huh. Yeah.
had on like a little loose, shirt with the tie, the little
Yeah.
slacks. It
Yep.
looks comfortable, and
Yeah.
it she,
It looked like
you
she
could
went to have a time.
yeah, you could tell the difference because her body language was much more relaxed. She was leaning on Kelly. It was
Yeah.
like, versus when she was in a leather outfit, she just seemed very like
Stiff
rigid.
Barbie.
Yeah. So anyway, but I mean, listen, I take
Look,
whatever Mom
take what you
get.
can get.
I take whatever she get. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, she looked good though. I can she's getting as she ages and she's always looked like her mom, but you can tell like
Oh, she looks so
sometimes
much more like her mom now.
and then I feel like the black be trying to fight for people, but that Caucasian, it like to slither up to there a little bit.
I
I
feel
said,
like Beyonce looked more like her mother than her mother do.
yeah, she do. She look like she look a lot like her mother.
Tina, she still look good, but it's like her face is changing a little bit.
Yeah, cause that Caucasian trying to let me get up in there,
Yeah.
but
So
she
okay, we
still look good.
watched the Christmas movies. Do you want to just do one or you want to do both?
Girl, we can do both because both of them gonna take ain't gonna take that long.
Okay. um okay, we can do both.
You
So
you give me your stuff first because I'm you give me your
okay,
stuff
okay.
first.
So I watched the Tyler Perry one, Finding Joy,
Uh
and
huh.
somebody said this on Instagram, I believe, and they said, "How can Tyler Perry mess up a Christmas movie? Like Christmas movies are supposed to be predictable, corny, all of the things. How do you mess that up? I don't know how, but I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like." Tyler Perry sent me on all kinds of loops. Like
Yeah.
it, what happened in the movie is not at all what I thought was going to happen from the first like 20 minutes.
It's
Like I
the
was
like
so
why would you
confused.
try to go you trying to go deep on some dumb shit and it's unnecessary.
I was so confused. And then I was upset too because I'm like, wow, this movie really had the potential to be
Right.
a really sweet, short, to the point, cute movie. And it had and I feel like the actors were really good. But I just feel like the writing was horrible and the whole plot was like, what? And then the funniest thing about the Tyler Perry movie was why they make that baby slow? The man, the male
I
main
know.
character.
I know.
I said, now, is he supposed to be autistic or something? Like, what the fuck is going I could not stand that. And then I think it was hard because, like I said, I think the actors were decent actors, especially like her two homegirls. I think they did a really good job of like trying to bring some kind of comedic element to it. And their acting was good. But the guy, I think it was it looked like it was challenging for him to try to act like he was slow, like to try to embody that. I was like, now why did I it didn't need that. Like we didn't need that.
It didn't need that. But then my other thing is like, how can you go from being so obviously slow, meaning she, when
Yeah.
it comes to this guy, when he's like, "Oh, you're my best girl" and stuff like that, and you are you acting like you don't have no backbone with these two white dudes. But the
Oh,
black dude come around and all of a sudden you
now
got
you
all this mouth. Shut your ass up. First of all, you rude. And you
she
know how I
annoyed
feel
me
about
so
that.
much.
You so rude. And it's like now, and you know my biggest pet peeve. Now, not only do you have one, but you got two whiny ass people in the same space, and now I'm annoyed.
Yeah,
Like,
she
first of all, how do you come to somebody else's established place, their home, and be dumb? and be acting like that.
I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. And I totally agree with you. You're
But for
so
them other two dudes, you ready to bend over backwards.
and it really
Hmm.
gave like, is this a race thing? Like, is it because they white, so now you feel like you can do whatever, but because he black, you gotta
You
question
can say what I
everything he do?
and you aggressive with it.
Yeah. I just
And you're rude.
didn't
And
like
then somebody trying to tell you something. This is why I don't like the sometimes with when I get when the people say with Tyler Perry, you write us in a bad light
yes.
because they telling you now anybody in their right mind, anybody in their right mind, if someone's telling you about you know a storm is coming, you know you don't know how to drive in it, there's no way. There's no way that you telling me you gonna get in that little ass bitty car. Now, if you, and even if you do, like if you like whatever you have, I'll just figure it out. You were being rude to that lady for no reason. For no reason. It could have been like, you know what, ma'am, I understand. I just want to take the risk because usually, and that's what they would usually do. I've been through such and such and such and such, and I just got to get out of here. I could have even taken that. But the level of rudeness just didn't make sense to me. And then he done saved you. And then my other
Mhm.
thing is like, first of all, ain't not no black person. Now we're talking about a black person wearing no slinky dinky outfit to no goddamn you made her for these two white men look like the help so much. And then for the black dude, now she got an attitude. And the thought process then goes to how black dudes will say, see what I'm saying? She don't even know how to act. Da, 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 da. Unnecessary. It was an
Yeah.
unnecessary part of the like she didn't have to be that way. It
Yeah.
could have been as simple as I need to get out of here. And he's like, well, I have a four-wheel drive, but I can only get you as far as wherever. And then they
Right.
get stuck and it's like, oh, we're close to somewhere I know we can stay. There could have been some other things. And then she could have been like, I just need to find somewhere he could have got her. Whatever it is, you could have still kept him as having some mental challenges or whatever. She didn't have to be rude to him. That was
Yeah.
not necessary. If you wanted to show that the depths of him of well, I used to live in a city, but it's just too much, da 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 da, whatever. You could have done that. Even the simple fact of when she tore his thing, they made it seem as if he was so unemotionally immature. Like, how do you go from this? I can't handle anything that you do, like you ripped this, you did this, to at the end, spoiler, 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 all of a sudden you're
So evolved
emotion,
now. And
like, are you kidding me? It's still freaking wintertime. That did not
so
happen.
then the other part about that I didn't like was even their relationship, how it developed. I don't know if it's been a week or if it's only been one night, but y'all made it seem like they couldn't get out of the cabin for almost a week. But their relationship development looks like it was that one night that they got drunk and was talking and then had sex and then now the next day they're in love. I got whiplash. I'm like, what's
Yeah,
happening here?
that's what I'm saying. It would have like this is. I'm gonna tell you the plot how it should have went. Now I've watched enough Hallmarks. The way that it should have went was she gets stuck. He comes and rescues her.
Mhm.
She comes in. She's like, well, what do you know? Maybe like, what are you doing all the way out here? By yourself and this and the fourth. And you can show that he's having some not even mental
Yeah.
delays or whatever it is. And she's like, oh, okay. She don't have to be rude. And she's like, well, he's like, if she's like, well, I don't want to take up too much of your space. Where should I go? Where should I sleep? Do you have any dry clothes? Whatever, whatever. Like being some type of nice about it to give him a reason to be
Wanting to fall
nice-ish.
in love with her.
Like, right. Like welcoming
Yeah.
to it. And then if she sees the fire going down, you could have still kept the whole wood situation in, and then she ripped the thing, and she was like, and so it comes out how she knows how to do it in the seamstress and stuff like that. But being nasty, and then all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, all of a sudden, you just trying to, I'm just gonna stay out your way. I'll just stay out your way, bullshit. No, you are whining. And then when she's like, I'm just being a brat. Bitch, when you are that old, you're not being a brat, you're being a bitch. There's
Yeah.
at this point, there's no being a brat. You're not a child. So I was annoyed with that.
I didn't even mind the whininess at first, because her whole thought process of she thought she died and she realized that she didn't die. She's in this cabin with this man that she doesn't know at first. But once you find out that, oh, he helped me, once you realize he literally saved my life, I feel like now you can calm down. Now you can, like you said, try to be some sort of cool with what's going on, because if he saved your life and he didn't kill you and you're in his cabin, what's to stop him from killing you once you get on his nerves too bad? That would have been my thought process. Let me not piss him off, because
Right.
he saved my life, but shit, it ain't over yet. We got to make it out of this storm, and if I piss,
Right.
he might change his mind.
Right. It was just very much it was poorly written, and you tried to turn a Christmas winter-esque story, feel good story into for color girls.
Yeah,
It didn't need that. It did not require that. And I feel like Tyler Perry has should at this point have had enough range where you've helped create or been in the midst of these people who are doing this Christmas and
yes,
all of these other things. Your writing should be more evolved than that, because the fact that you can go from writing How Did I Get Married to writing what's the movie that he was in and he was a detective.
I can't think of the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
If you can do that kind of jump and it makes sense, you know how you can write a Christmas movie without it seemed like, again, checking a box. Okay, well, we need to have a mentally ill now, instead of it being a female, a male lead. Um, it just gives blah.
Yeah, yeah, no, I was disappointed, and I
But just be honest. My level of
expectations
where
were low.
my it's on the flow.
Same, but I felt the sentiments of that person on Instagram. I felt like it's a Christmas movie. You can't fuck that up too bad, but he fucked it up somehow. And I've seen some bad Christmas movies, but this one, it is exactly what you said. He took a wholesome story and turned it into For Color Girls, or turned it really into some bullshit. It could have really been a wholesome story, and I feel so bad because we want to support Black people, but
And the thing is, why don't you feel like we deserve that?
yeah, I don't know. So the other ones, tidings for the season. Wait, why are you doing that? I like that one.
Maybe I have a okay. So I was thinking about this when I was watching it. I'm not a big fan of Christmas stories when the main character is a child.
I liked it.
I
That
don't
was
like
my
no
favorite.
whiny. No, no. There are some that have children in them, and it is based around them, but it's not like the child literally is like, oh, I want this for Christmas, or it's about the adults. The kids are in it, but they're not in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And he was annoying to me.
he was to me too, but I liked it.
I don't do well with that. Then I'm like, this okay, so and then the storyline, it moved too fast in my opinion.
It did.
And there wasn't like in all of the Christmas movies, you already get you know what the thing is in the beginning, right? So it's a will they, won't they, will he leave, won't he leave, will she leave, won't she leave kind of thing. But that uncertainty happens so late in the movie that you had to speed it up to get to them coming together, that
Yeah,
it didn't make sense. It was too fast. That whole thing should have happened 20 minutes before it ended. That happened at like we found that little nugget out like 5 minutes before the end. So in 5 minutes, you
so,
telling me what?
but to be honest with you, I felt like we didn't even really need the love story, the mom and the news. I felt like the movie was good without their love story.
Yeah,
I would have preferred they end up just being friends in the end, and maybe it opens it up for like part two, where then the next movie is about them having a relationship. Because I feel like you can't do both. If it's only going to be a hour and a half kind of movie, you can't do both. You can't do the main plot being a little boy getting to have this experience with his idol and teaching him a lesson of what Christmas is really about and being a part of the community and all of that. That was the main thread of the movie.
right.
To add in the love element, I feel like that came in so late, like you said, and it didn't have no meat to it. I wasn't. Sometimes when the two people fall in love, you be like, oh, finally. I didn't feel that feeling for them. I kind of felt like whatever. We knew that was going to happen, but I was more so happy when he turned the job down and was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stay here because I see what's going on in my community and I want to be a part of that. That was, so I don't know. I felt like they did they I don't I agree with you that the whole will they won't they thing, they should have built that up from the beginning. And we just didn't have enough time in that. The little boy was annoying, but honestly, I liked it. I really did.
It didn't give one of the better things. And then it's also to build that there was no, they
But
tried to have it. And I'm gonna just also be honest, I'm not a big fan of Tamara.
I thought she did good in this one.
I'm not a big fan of her.
I mean, me either, really, but sometimes she give too white. I thought she blacked it up in this one a little bit.
No, I'm not a fan of her. Just her in general. So anything that she is already annoying to me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It just be ugh,
Like Chris even
already.
said that because he watched a little bit of it with me. Well, like the towards the end, and he was like, "Oh, they put her with a black guy." And Chris was honestly seeing it play out. He was like, "If I saw them two walking down the street together, I would believe it." He was like, "I would buy it." I like when they put her with a black
I
person
do like that,
bounce
but I
off
just
of.
don't know what maybe because I know too much of her background that, and I'm not a fan of her husband. And so to me, your whole character kind of gets,
Oh yeah,
whatever. So when you're in a holiday movie, it's just like, because I'll say this with, what's her name? That's always in Hallmark movies. Cameron, I can't think of her
um,
name, but she's always in everything. She was on Full House.
oh yeah, the main what Jesse?
No, not Jesse's wife.
Who was the oldest daughter?
Yes, her.
Her.
DJ. DJ.
DJ. Yes.
Her name is Cameron, something with a C. Anyway,
Yeah.
when I see her, she still gives the same kind of impression as she did when she was in Full
Mhm.
House and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I don't know any of her business. So when I see her on the screen, it's believable for me.
Got it.
But I don't know, there's no mess that I know. That I'm not on the Caucasian stuff, but there's no mess behind it. When I see Tamara, I see the friction between she and her sister. Like all of
Yeah.
the other things, I'd be like, I can't dive into the movie because I see your face. There's no blankness to it. You know what I'm
Got
saying? And then I think for him, it was just it wasn't antagonistic enough, in my
Yeah.
opinion, to be
Hmm.
like all of a sudden. Then you got this little kid that comes. First of all, let's say this. Letting this child come to the station
And just
after
take over. So I was a little bit confused about that because I'm the producer. On the one hand, he's like, "Oh, you
no
should
good,
listen to
no feel
him."
good stories, none of that. But you little kid on it.
Exactly. That's how I was like, you don't want to do no feel good stories. You want to stick with everything, stay in the lines because our ratings are getting low. But then at the same time, you letting the little boy sit at the desk with him. Which one is it? Either you fuck with it or you don't. He threw me off with that too. He threw me off with that as well. I think his character should have been two different characters. There should have been a big executive of the
Right.
station that was like, we're not doing no feel good stories. Like, y'all need to stick with the script. And then you have the producer that's like, well, maybe we can try it. Maybe let's see what we do with this little boy. Let's get saying. And then you have him who he's like, I don't know what to do because I didn't
Right.
know he was in trouble like this, but at the same time, I'm not trying to do no feel good stories. And maybe because of budget, I don't know. But then they had the girl that was a producer's assistant. They had her in there, and her role to me wasn't even really needed.
She just talking in the mic. She talking in the mic.
Right.
Yeah,
Instant, instant acting credit.
it didn't have all the makings of a Hallmark movie. It had a
Yeah.
lot of makings of Tubi.
But that's how they be though.
No, they don't.
They
Latoya,
do.
I
Like to
watched the
me, I
Hallmark
do
movies.
feel that that is the thrill of it. Sometimes you get a really good one. And then sometimes you get a really bad one. It's like a box of chocolate.
The ones that I be watching, there, and especially some of them, like the one with Holly Robinson Pete,
I like hers.
always good. And she got a regular, she has a regular one, movie one called, and she working like a news station or whatever. But anyway, she's always good. Cameron is always good. It's one that I watch, and you can actually watch it on YouTube, and it's called Snowbound. And
Okay.
it's kind of cheesy. It's a little cheese, but you get from the beginning, you could tell she has a crush on him, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
They get snowed into this hotel, and then the antagonist is this Caucasian lady with an accent, so you know that she's from somewhere. The owner of this architect thing used to date her. The black lady, she comes in, and the thing is, she comes in as she's a single woman.
Mhm.
So now, like, cause I also like every story is either going to be, I'll say this, when most of the time when it's black people, depending on the story, the ones that I usually end up not liking, I gotta remember because they always make us single parents, right? Single moms. And so, and a lot of the Caucasian ones, they make them single fathers.
Oh, they don't give the women kids. They'll give the dad kids.
So in this one with Snowbound, she's like a social media type person or a graphic design kind of
Mhm.
person to help, like, no, marketing. She did marketing. And so you could tell that there was some type of chemistry, but it wasn't like blatant. And you could tell that the white lady was trying to, she also knew, like, I got to try to stake my claim on this guy. And he just nervous about trying to land this whole thing. So it just all worked because he wasn't pressed. It wasn't gimmicky. Now a little gimmick, but he was a part of it as because they were stuck at this hotel and they renovated the hotel or whatever. And the waiter it had you have to have a cheese. He was a
Yeah.
cheese. But I watch it every winter and I know it be happening, but it's so cute to me. I don't like a forced plot. And one of the things I do appreciate with Hallmark when it's not really a forced plot, they give you those music scenes so you see them
Mhm.
actually doing stuff
Like
to
a
help you,
montage.
a montage to help you along with, so they've gone shopping or they've done this or they've done that. When you talk the whole time, there's no room in that to say
Yeah.
that y'all have done anything. You're telling
Right.
me each day that they've like it's been a week, so it's technically been a week. They did a small montage because he had to change his suit and he was doing this show with him and this show with him, but it was mainly about him and the child. The mom wasn't really in those, so it didn't give. Well, when did they have time to fall in love? When she did pickup, that was
And
dumb.
that's why I was saying that they really didn't need that element of them falling. I like the story by itself with just him and the little boy bonding.
A lot of times when they do have kids, because when they have kids like that, at the end you may see a
A glimmer of, oh yeah,
yeah,
he's so close to my son. Oh, that's how they could have did it. They could
yeah.
have
So
had
like
him
he would
bonded
when he
with the
was
little boy, and then at the end she
yes,
sees a glimmer of, oh wait a minute, I might, okay, I see your connection with him. I might be feeling you a little bit.
he would have. What usually happens when you don't have the full thing of like romance from the beginning, at the end, and the child is sad, like, oh, such and such is going to be gone. He shows up, does the other thing. And so when she's like, oh, you did so great, this and the fourth. And then it'll be like, so I guess you're sticking around. He said, yeah. And hopefully while I'm around, we can get it. And then she'd be like, well, that sounds good to me. And that's how you end it. You don't need, like, that's just it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so what do you want to watch next? So I know Ab has a Christmas movie that's out,
Yes,
but
I do want to see that. But then
it's in
also,
theaters, so we may have to do a movie date.
yes, we have to do a movie date for that. And then
But what other Christmas movies are on
I
your list?
don't know. I'm trying to think.
There's the one Brandy has one that she's doing with her daughter. Did you see that?
No.
Brandy does a
Again, you know what
that.
ends up happening? I know too much of people's business. And so I'm not the biggest fan of Brandy. I know too much of her business. Her brother doesn't make her look any better. So when it be stuff, I can't shut out all the other stuff and just watch the movie. I don't know anything about Holly Robinson Pete. So when she's in different movies, it don't bother me. I can just watch the movie and not be in. Remember when she
Yeah,
was pregnant and her baby daddy was going? I don't want to deal. I don't like all of that.
yeah, yeah. Well, y'all give us some suggestions in the
Yes,
comments.
give us some suggestions.
I'm down for a classic, but if it's a movie we already seen, then a review. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
why would we review an old movie? Like
yeah.
everybody,
I gotta find. I'm gonna go on Hallmark and see what new movies have come out because they do new movies every winter.
and it doesn't have to be Hallmark. It could be on something else.
I just know that those are the ones that have like season for it. So I'll see which ones have come out for this season and try to get some. Oh, did you see Safe Spaces?
No, I didn't. I saw
Okay,
clips of it, but I didn't watch it on TV.
yeah.
I honestly don't think I'm gonna like it, but I'll watch a couple episodes just to kind of get
It's
familiar.
only 8. It's only 8 episodes.
I don't really be into the foolishness like that. You know what I mean? I don't like slapstick humor. I don't like humor that's like you're saying wild stuff just to get a reaction. That is not funny to me. So it has to have some sort of meaning to it. I like churchy because even though they was doing weird, funny stuff, it fit with the story.
Yeah.
I don't like when it's just random shit and it's like, what are you even talking about? It don't
There's
make sense.
some of the people snippets because it's different couples each time. And I didn't think I would like her, but I've never seen her act. But the one that we talked about, not is it Jamila?
Or Mecca,
It's Jamila. Because she don't want to look like Taraji, right?
yeah.
Hers was good. Hers was really good. It was better than I thought it would be. Her
Mhm.
coming from a YouTube TikTok world, who I wasn't a fan of. I did not like Angels.
Yeah, see, so I watched Angels live when because he did
Oh,
like a little thing for Patreon, and I watched Angels live, and
yeah,
it was not that funny to me. That's what I mean. Like when she was like, "Oh, I work as a trash truck driver," like shit. When shit, you know how my mind is. When things
yes,
don't make sense, I don't care if it's a joke and we're trying to be funny.
yeah,
It has to make a little bit of sense to be funny
yeah.
to me. Like
When,
even if it's
yeah,
like this kind of don't make sense, but it kind of do because of what we talking about, then it's like okay, I get the joke. When it's just you just saying random shit because you're trying to get a wow factor, I don't. I tap out. That's not
yeah.
funny.
If you watch the ones that have Jamila, I think that you would like her. Mecca's not a good actress to me. Gonna deal without her. So
I like Mel. I like her personally, so I would probably watch hers.
hers wasn't. I don't like to hear.
He gets on your nerves.
He's the type of comedian that, in my opinion, you do too much for a laugh.
That's what I'm talking about. But low key, I feel like Andrew's the same way.
I feel like,
Only the difference, Angel is smart. I'm not saying Tahir is not smart, but Angel is smart. So even though she do too much for a laugh, she'll bring in some context to her jokes, which that's how you gonna get me. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
but all of that acting crazy and yelling and saying stuff just to say stuff, I'd be like, I'm over it.
Yeah, no, I don't like because even when they were doing like churchy stuff and they were like on the hot ones with the wings and stuff, he just wrote something. It's just something about him. I just feel like, shut up.
I don't find Tony that funny either, but the one thing about Tony that I can appreciate is he's not gonna do too much for a laugh. Like Tony
Yeah.
basically he gonna get his joke off, and if you don't laugh, he be like, "Oh well, fuck it, y'all ain't like that one."
But
On to the
I
next.
think what everything that Tony does isn't funny to me, but there be some stuff,
That's what I'm saying.
boy,
I don't
when
think he's
I
that funny,
tell
but
you,
his personality, like the way he delivers, is funny.
yes,
Like the fact that he's not gonna do anything for a laugh, but if he don't get a laugh, he also will just let it roll off his back.
with it.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll give Safe Space a try. I'll watch a couple
Yeah, just
episodes.
watch a couple episodes. I watched to support, but I will say there's a in each episode ish because like Quinn isn't funny to me.
Yeah, she's not funny to me either.
And so it was also like her, but the flip flop of her partner was funny. And then him and Kevin were funny to me. So
Yeah.
it's stuff like that. I'm not always like Patrick, also, I don't think he be trying to be funny and he be funny. And then,
You know
uh,
who's funny without trying? Fucking Marcus. Now, he is hilarious to me.
because he's not doing it to be
And I think
funny.
it's because he's not trying. He's not
Yes,
trying to be
he's just
funny. And
naturally
that's
funny.
hilarious to me.
Yeah, Marcus is funny. Anyway, it was cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it'd have been
I,
funny if Angel and Marcus was up there having
that
the
would be funny.
banter.
That
You
would
know
be.
what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's them together that makes it funny. Anyway,
We can get out of here. Was that another great episode?
that was. I hope that everybody is excited and ready to spend time with family and have family to spend time with on Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all have us on in the background while you cooking or doing whatever you. Or
Yes.
maybe some people canceling Thanksgiving, so maybe you just chilling, and that's
And
cool
you just
too.
wanted something to giggle it up to.
Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Drop down in the comments if you've seen these movies, if you have other movie recommendations, let us know. What are your thoughts? How did y'all enjoy Tyler Perry's
Finding joy.
holiday movie?
We'll
Did you
drink to that.
find joy in finding joy?
I definitely did. Come on, girl. We'll drink to that.